skilled eagle build. Does this even exist? Well, today I'm going to perform a skilled eagle build and test the eagle fruit. Is it really that good in PvP? So make sure to like and subscribe. We're so close to hitting 2,000 subscribers. Now let's move on to the video. Before we use the skilled eagle build, we have to showcase the eagle fruit. Now first, let's talk about Eagle Z move. This move breaks instant unless it hits on the edge. It also doesn't break instant if the enemy is too far. And the damage is not really that good. Now for the Eagle X, this move breaks your instant, but the final hit of the Eagle X move does not break your instant. But it is a good combo extender and the damage is not really that good even though. Now for Eagle C move. Now this move does not break your instant, which means you can easily can-trick it. However, but you cannot negate the stun, which means it still holds you if it hits you. But you can-trick the damage. And then for the Soaring Talon, the Eagle V move. This move, the first hit breaks your instant, but it has to be a direct hit. This move is similar to CDKX. The first initial hit breaks your instant, but after the second damage, you can trick it. Now let's move on to Eagle left click ability. Now firstly, the Eagle left click abilities does not break your instant in any way, which means you can easily can-trick all the left click abilities of Eagle. And there is a tapped version, which you can spam it a little bit, and there's a whole version which is basically useless. The whole version is highly not recommended. It just does slightly little bit more damage, but since you're holding the M1, you're not going to regenerate any health because you're holding a move. Now for the Eagle F move, this move does not do damage. However, you can use it for flying, and when you hold the F move, you can dash. Now it's time for the skilled eagle combo. Now since I mentioned I have to use Death Step on today's video, so I have to use it. Now you want to start with either Soul Guitar X or Kabuja X, and then do Eagle C, and then do Soul King Z, Death Step Z, and then hold Death Step C. And then you want to use Eagle Z, Eagle X, and then Death Step X, and Eagle V. Now here is the Eagle PvP montage. I hope you enjoy it. That's the end of the montage. Now it's time to rate the Eagle Fruit. Now let's talk about the good things about the Eagle Fruit. It has so good combo potential, and it also has 2 stun moves, and most of the moves, the initial hit breaks your instant. Now for the bad things of the Eagle Fruit, the damage is pretty low. Enemies can cantrick after the initial hit. Overall rating, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Now for the next fruit showcase, I'm going to do the dark fruit. Even though this fruit is mainly for sword, some people use it for hybrid. Now, even though I mentioned that all the fruits that support sword main will be saved after dragon, like blade and portal, but I'm going to break the rule for only this ones because I really like dark fruit. So yeah. Now this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy it and make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.